Now, even though Layla just got a buff and she also got an amazing new legend skin, none of this makes her meta, and I think there's a very common misconception. People are thinking that because they buffed her attack growth, that Layla has a relevant spot in the meta again. But too many people are forgetting that Marksman currently take around the 10 to 11th minute mark to be activated in fights and to be as strong as they need to be able to actively join team fights and have an impact. Whenever it takes that long for a marksman to scale, it is way too long of a period of time, and with that in mind, it is way too difficult to get value out of them. So what I'm trying to say, if they buff the gold lane minions or they make it so that you can farm faster on gold lane, where gold lane actually feels like gold lane instead of being a gold drought of a lane, which it is right now, we might see Layla sitting in a pretty decent spot again. Anyways, let's get into today's gameplay. Now in this gameplay, you're going to be seeing that I'm double laning a lot, and that is because if I'm not doing it, there's no chance at me scaling, like whatsoever. You guys are going to see literally when I start getting some of my items, and it is beyond crazy how long it really takes for gold laners to farm right now. So this gameplay will not only show you just how strong Layla becomes once she gets that farm, but it's also going to show you how long it really takes to scale on marksmans right now, and let me tell you, it is beyond miserable.
I set out on this voyage alone, but I won't return without him. An enemy has been slain.
Honestly, I was playing this game at about like 1 a.m, so you're not going to see perfect gameplay. I came back from a very long shift at work. This flicker was completely unnecessary, but, you know, 1 a.m. things, you know what I mean? Like missing this first skill, 1 a.m. things, but at the same time, you'll see that I start locking in as we progress into this game. Also, I'm going to highlight some of the mistakes that I made that either caused me to die maybe once or twice in this gameplay, or things that I could have done to farm faster or confirm more kills, etc, etc.
Together we're invincible. Request backup. Light the way has been slain.
Watching this back, it's pretty evident that I just straight up missed and that it's a skill issue, but again, like I said, it was 1 a.m. I really didn't even notice that my indicator missed. I thought it was a bug, but when I checked replay mode later, I definitely saw that it was entirely my mistake. It is what it is though. You guys can see that I'm literally barely at my first core item. We just have Wind Talker and we are 5 minutes into the game. I don't know if people know, but before, with Marksmans, you would be getting like 2 items around the 5 to 6 minute mark, and you would be getting your third core item around the 8-minute mark. Right now, as it is, in general, if you are playing a good game and farming properly and not feeding, or if you're only getting a few assists, maybe a kill here and there, you should still be expecting to get your first core item around the 3-minute mark, the second one around the 5-minute to 8-minute mark, and your third one around the 8 to 10-minute mark. And honestly, this is entirely dependent on what I stated previously. Are you double laning properly? Are you getting random triple kills? Or are you dying the way that I did because you went to bush check a bush instead of letting your roamer walk up first, right? So, though obviously the more mistakes you make, the longer it's going to take you to scale, but you will see that for the most part, I really am farming effectively enough, and I'm still completely struggling to get gold. This is beyond crazy to me, and with the fact that the enemy team will always put pressure on you because you are a Layla, not only are you a free kill, but you are also very easy to kill, it is just too difficult to farm. And now you're seeing that at the 7 minutes and 40-second mark, I still haven't even gotten to my Berserker's Fury. This is way too much, right? And anyone who's currently playing Marksmans knows that it is way too difficult to scale on them, and they need to really either buff gold lane minions, or they need to make some items less gold, because until they do, I'm telling you right now, Marksmen are just going to take too long to scale. I've even got Bargain Hunter on to get me that extra little discount on my items, and it's still taking me till the 8-minute mark to get my second core. That is beyond crazy. Now, as someone who plays EXP and jungle heroes, being able to have very little impact in these team fights is a very rough feeling. I feel like I'm just an extra target for the enemy to kill, and that is very frustrating, because I know that realistically, at least in the past, even before Layla was nerfed, or sorry, buffed in this case, even before when she was nerfed after being pretty strong, just because the gold lane minions were so strong, she was still having a lot of impact. But now you can see I'm at the 9-minute mark and I'm still building towards my Has claws. This doesn't make any sense, and honestly, I feel like Moonton really needs to change this. I personally don't like gold lane meta. I don't like when Marksman scales super fast, but 10 minutes for your third core item is a bit too much. I think 9 minutes is fair enough. Make it so that if they farm effectively, they can be getting their third core around the 9-minute mark, and I would call that a day. But waiting till 10 to literally the 11th minute mark to have 3 of your 5 items in a build is just too brutal. It's way too brutal. As you can see, we're finally getting our Has claws, but it's literally 10 minutes into the game. That is beyond crazy to me. The fact that it takes this long to get your core items, which are literally your first 3 items, is way too long. But now that we've finally reached a point where we can be doing a certainly decent amount of damage, you are going to see me starting to do much better in terms of my impact on the game. I know that it's currently 17 to 14 and it's been 7 minutes of this video and you have still yet to see me do anything, but this is the reality of Layla as it is right now in its current state. But now we are going to farm faster, we are going to put more pressure and damage onto the enemy as well, so you guys will be witnessing how to do that and how to position properly from this moment.
He's always watched over me. Now it's my turn.
You can see that our impact is already substantially better, and that is something you have to consider. If you are going to be playing Layla, you have to realize that you're going to be useless until the 10 to 11th minute mark, and you're gonna have to farm like an absolute demon to have some amount of viability by that point. And if you don't farm properly, consider yourself not being fully active and able until the 12 to 15 minute mark. How crazy is that? After another 2 minutes of farming, we got that Malefic gun, and now we are actually able to do something to them. So watch how dirty Layla becomes once she gets her 4 items. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope this gave you guys a much better understanding of Layla's position in the meta, and now you can see that once we got to this point, we are completely decimating their team. but it still took farming forever to get to this point. So know that if you're going to play Layla, this is the way that most of your games are going to look, and if you want to accept that, then go ahead and play Layla. In my opinion though, fighter gold lanes are still stronger right now because of their stronger impact in early, as long as you guys can snowball and end those games. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.